Good morning, everyone. Bloggy Poncho here. Today is Tuesday, January 22nd. And, let's see, today I'm weighing in at 180 pounds. Today's meals, we're now into week 3 of the month of meals. We're about halfway done, that means. So today's meals are bean and egg burrito, cheese sandwich, and pasta plus dessert. Good stuff. I already went and had the bean and egg burrito this morning, making this video after breakfast. Goal progress. I believe, I can't recall if it was the other day or if it's tomorrow or today, but one way or the other, I'm going to make today the end of the dream recalling goal, because I've gotten a pretty good dream again. Not as good as the dragon one, I don't think, but it's weird, that's for sure. Okay, so there's two parts to it. I guess this part came second, but I'm going to tell it first because they're totally unrelated. So I dreamt that I had this version of Metal Gear Solid 2, which, if you don't know much about it, it's about a stealth-based video game play. And so, whenever an enemy spots you, you have to sort of try and stealth your way out of it or get, out of sight, I think. This might be brought on by me playing a little bit of Assassin's Creed the other day, but maybe not. One or the other. I was playing this new version of Metal Gear Solid 2 on the PC, and part of the game was that whenever you got spotted and you had to try and be stealthy and fade away into the scenery or whatever, the game would activate your webcam, and you had to sit perfectly still in order to blend in or whatever. And if you were moving too much in the webcam, you'd get spotted in the game, which seems like an interesting but really annoying thing that a game developer could put in a game. So I'm terrified that Kinect is going to come up with the same idea. Somebody over at Microsoft is going to have the same dream and think, wow, we could make a stealth game where you have to stand on one foot forever to hide, and fucking use the Kinect for that. It would be awful. Just awful. So then the second part of my dream was a little bit more morose, but also very, very strange. So I'm at a family reunion, and my whole extended family is there, all the aunts and uncles and cousins and everybody. The grandparents are hosting it, grandma and grandpa. And we had a couple of the neighbors over, and we were just hanging out. And I don't know how we didn't hear the gunshots, but I go back into one of the back rooms, and I find that our senile neighbor, who is out of her mind with dementia, this old lady, has murdered my grandparents. And she doesn't even seem to realize what she's done. Like, she's that far gone that she has no idea that she's killed somebody. And she's, confused as to the whole situation. And so I take the gun away from her, and I, take her, back out into the party, and I tell everybody what's going on, and nobody cared. The whole rest of the family reunion was just they were old, they had good lives, let's keep partying or whatever. I was like, oh my god, what the hell is wrong with you people? What? And so I had to handle it all myself, calling the police, and they had to arrest this old lady who didn't even know what day of the week it was, and it was just fucking weird, man. It was like an episode of SVU, where they go through this whole, this is a serial killer, and they keep killing all these people, and then at the end, they find out it's just this senile old lady who doesn't even remember that she's killed anybody. It's well, that's totally dissatisfying. What a crappy ending. That's strange. And then in the dream, a couple days later, I was hanging out with BC. And we were doing manly things in his garage, which was definitely brought on by him having a manly job, working for GM. And so, we were in his garage. I think we were working on a car. I don't know, maybe he was showing me what he does on the line, but either way, we were being manly in his garage, which he was manly last night in the LP. Not really. Sorry, BC. You gotta try harder, man. Be a man. So we're hanging out in his garage, just doing manly things, manly cars. And all of a sudden, he breaks down and starts crying on me. And I'm like, what is going on? What's wrong, BC? What's up? He's like, I didn't tell you, man, but my girlfriend died the other day. And I'm like, I'm comforting him. I'm like, okay, that sucks, man. I'm sorry. But I'm thinking, I didn't even, what a weird coincidence that we would both have a death in our lives in such a close time period. And then I realized that I didn't even know BC had a girlfriend. He was having an affair with my grandmother! What the hell, BC? Explain yourself in the comments. This is weird, man. Freaking weird. Okay, and that's all I dreamed about. So that's it. So for today's topic, I want to talk about something I saw on the news today that I thought was a little bit strange. So the presidential inauguration was yesterday, lots of pomp and circumstance, basically 8 hours of speeches and parades, and hooray, another 4 years of Obama. We're also excited that our government will never actually change. Anyway, so you can tell I'm not enthused with the federal government, but on the news this morning, it's like there's some rule that says that morning news shows can't actually have any news content. They just have to fill the void with junk. I mean, the local news here in Athens, once a week, spends about 20 minutes just playing with puppies on their desk. It's like, they literally have nothing to say. There's no news on the morning news. It's weather, traffic, puppies, okay? It's ridiculous. I don't know why they didn't call it a news program. And this was on CNN this morning. I'm watching CNN, and they're having a roundtable discussion, and they're discussing yesterday's inauguration. And the topic changes to fashion. And they start talking about how they were so happy that the First Lady was wearing a J. Crew belt. I don't even know what J. Crew is. I can only assume it's a fashion brand. It's a clothing brand. And I'm like, okay, so I don't get it. Is that somehow controversial? Is that like a KKK-owned company? I don't get it. But no, it's just a normal fashion company. I don't know. And so they've got apparently the fashionista who designed the belt, like the founder of J. Crew or whatever, this lady named Jenna Lyons, I think was her name. And so they're interviewing her because the First Lady wore a belt that she designed at the inauguration. And it's like, why is this a news story? This is dumb. And so they're asking her questions. They asked her like, oh, like, are you excited about this? Like, how's that make you feel? And she was like, oh, we're very happy about it, that she's wearing our products, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then this one blew me away. They asked her, they said, how does it, Jenna, for the First Lady wearing the belt you designed at inauguration, the inaugural ceremonies, how does it feel to be a part of American history? No! Please, that's not in the history books now. I do not want my grandchildren to be reading about this someday, okay? That's not fucking history. It does not. I can't even. And then the topic shifts, and they're asking her, and she must be gay or something, because they were asking her, it's like, oh, and then the president mentioned gay rights in his inaugural speech. I bet you were happy to hear that. Which is kind of like, that's a little bit of a presumptuous question, I think, but I don't know. So I have a suspicion about something, so I'm gonna Google this. Give me a second. Alright. Some Google searching. My suspicions have been confirmed. This is a conspiracy, man. Alright, I'm just gonna show you two photos. Two different people. You tell me what you think. Alright, okay, here we go. So here is the CEO of J. Crew, Jenna Lyons. And on the right, it's out of focus, that doesn't matter. And on the right is Skrillex. Two different people. Yeah? No. That is the worst disguise I have ever seen. They look more alike than Superman and Clark Kent. They even have the same glasses. It's like, at least Superman took his off when he became a superhero. Alright, this is bullshit. They are clearly the same person. This is a fucking conspiracy, man. It's like, this is how the world's gonna end. It's not Terminators, We're gonna have all these different parts of the media. It's like Brave New World. All these different parts of the media taken over by the same person. Pretty soon, we're all gonna be, all you'll be able to buy is J. Crew clothes. And all you'll be able to listen to is dubstep. And it's gonna suck! It's gonna suck, man! Well, I guess this does make it American history. See you guys tomorrow morning. It's the beginning of the end.